Joel Embiid's toughness should go out the window because the man played with the torn ligaments. He came off concussion. He played with a broken orbital bone, fractural orbital bone, again, also known as a broken face to the lay people, such as myself. And I thought this guy is tough as nails. And that's leadership. Going out there, playing hurt, playing banged up, and trying to motivate your team by just being out there because you believe they can win a championship. I thought all the questions of toughness and poor leadership were out the window. Enter Marcus Hayes. And I read this article, and I texted Marcus immediately, we need to talk. I said, when can you come on? So we talked last night, and Marcus goes more down the alley of what Charles Barkley had to say on TNT after the Sixers laid down in games 5 and 6 of that series against the Miami Heat. And although I thought all the toughness questions were out the window and leadership questions were out the window, they're very much alive and well. Sir Charles, Shaq, Marcus Hayes goes along with what they had to say and gives a supporting argument as to why. He goes more along the lines that Joel Embiid is something that J.J. Redick has called the most dramatic player he's ever played with. There's no bump or bruise with Joel Embiid. It's horrific injury. There's no charge call. It's a blatant truck running you over and flailing his arms. Like everything is a showmanship. The showmanship of Joel Embiid is off the charts. Dramatic, as J.J. Redick said. Marcus goes more down that alley. And one of the things I'll point out from the article, specifically before we talk to Marcus, is the term performance art. I wrote it down. When Marcus is talking about in the article Joel Embiid's leadership, he references that the team themselves did not know if Joel Embiid was going to be available for Game 3, let alone Game 4. Did not know Joel Embiid was going to be available for Game 3 of the Eastern Conference semifinals against the Miami Heat until 30 minutes before game time. That's not leadership. That's performance art. That means I'm doing it for vanity. My words there, not Marcus Hayes', vanity. That Joel Embiid, it's not a question of toughness. Like, he's going to be out there. He's going to be playing. That's great. But if you are going to play, you need to show up and play hard. And he felt as if, and Marcus Hayes isn't the only person. I talked about Shaq referencing it. I talked about Charles Barkley referencing it. I think if you're playing with a broken orbital bone, it's a lot more up to your teammates to step up than it is for you to try to step up. I thought he gave you what he could. But apparently this is still going to be questioned for Joel Embiid until the bottom line happens. Until he makes it out of the second round of the playoffs, until he makes it to a conference championship, until he makes it to an NBA Finals, and ultimately wins an NBA championship. The toughness, the choke factor, the durability, the stamina, the endurance, the in shape, the diet, whatever it might be. All of that will be questioned with Joel Embiid until even if he wins an MVP, all of that will be questioned until he achieves the ultimate goal. And it needs to happen with him playing at a very high level. The level we have seen him play at for entire regular seasons. But what we have seen over the last 2 years has been the most talented version we have seen of Joel Embiid. He's gotten to the playoffs, and whether it's 2019 against the Toronto Raptors in that series that ended with the quadruple doink. He can't miss games with an illness. He can't miss games with a knee injury. He can't be hurt against the Atlanta Hawks like he was last year. He can't get bounced out in the bubble in the first round of the playoffs like he did against the Celtics with no Ben Simmons. These are all things that need to come together for Joel Embiid. And when he gets to that stage again, he needs to make sure that he performs regardless of injury on that stage and make sure that he can carry this team to at least an Eastern Conference final. Because if he does not, the questions will remain. The questions I thought we were all done with. I thought play with a broken face, you're good to go. But according to Marcus Hayes' article, Joel Embiid's got me. He's got me good. It's all checks notes, performance art. We'll talk to Marcus Hayes coming up in just a second, but let me...